In this day and age, it's hard to avoid AI, whether it be on social media, online articles, or even in the workplace. AI is widely used in a plethora of things, ranging from algorithms and automated messages, to AI-generated art and sound effects. But with something so widely used, there are some debates on how ethical it is to use. Now, the idea behind AI goes farther back than most people think. While it is gaining popularity now, the idea can be dated back to the 1900s. AI, or artificial intelligence, is a type of computer science that makes systems that can replicate humans and their problem-solving. It takes data that it is given and does what it is programmed to. In some cases, it can evolve, fixing its own bugs. One thing to keep in mind is that it can only do what it is programmed to, so no taking over the world, fortunately. The real start of AI came from Alan Turing. In 1935, Turing described an idea for a machine that has limitless memory with scanners that could scan through that memory. It would read symbol by symbol and write even more symbols. It would work from a program but use the stored memory in the form of symbols. His concept would later be known as the Turing machine, and all computers are based off of his work. During World War II, Turing was the leading cryptanalyst in Buckinghamshire, England. He continued to think about machine intelligence, saying they can learn from experience. In 1948, he introduced the idea of intelligent machinery. Though his papers were never published, some were reinvented. But AI soon evolved from a chess-playing computer to answering machines and bots. Right now, AI can be used for personal reasons like AI-generated images and writing, but it can also be used for doing repetitive tasks, calls, chats, etc. Most AI generation works the same. They use a mix of natural language processing and natural language generation. These are artificial neural networks, so they can process large quantities of data and all patterns and connections. The training data for these programs consists of large amounts of data, including text and images, in order for it to learn patterns and features which can be mimicked and turned into new images and texts. As with most debates, there are some pros to AI and its uses. AI is counted as a tool by some, and if used correctly, it can make the creation process more effective. It can also help with staying anonymous like I am doing now. This is a text-to-speech voice, using a made-up voice to speak for me to keep me anonymous. Note everything else is handmade, the drawing, the script, the animations, everything else is made by humans. Let's just say someone needs voice actors but doesn't have any like me. They can use text-to-speech, which works by training an AI model with human voice samples to recreate a person's voice. This can save people who don't have the budget for voice actors or for any other reasons. One thing everyone is familiar with is chatbots. In the creative field, this can help come up with initial ideas that can be very difficult to come up with. This can help people who are stuck and need help with ideas. It can also help with problem solving, keeping people up to date and informed. In a business standpoint, chatbots can help with repetitive tasks, like answering customer questions, making it more efficient than having a person answer every single call or answer every single message. Less work for people means less people to pay and less hours spent on repetitive tasks. To continue off this idea, AI can make companies more productive, making them faster and more efficient. Not just with chatbots, but with sorting emails and interviews. With less people, it means cheaper labor, and to a business person, that's saving money. Now comes the cons to AI. Even as it evolves, there are some worries that come with it. Privacy, theft, and even biases are all concerns that people have and things that have happened before. Not only this, but AI can also slow you down if you use it wrong. Starting with the most popular debate, AI images and videos. While some people see this as a cool, innovative way to bring something to life, it is still AI, meaning it's stolen. Any public information means anything online, including art that artists post. Taking this from the perspective of an artist, you work hard on your art, sometimes hours and even days on something. A lot of artists want to share their art with other people, other artists, so they post it. But now you have this program taking what you worked so hard on, without your permission, and mashing it with others' art to make something else. Your work is essentially stolen and made into something else. While some people don't see this as a big deal, it really is. It's people's hard work and time being stolen without their knowledge or consent. To continue, a lot of this art and writing isn't accurate, whether it be mistelling a source or incorrectly portraying something. To continue off of the accuracy of AI, they can and will use everything they are allowed to. This includes unethical or incorrect sources, giving wrong information, or even biases. That leads us to another big problem with AI, its biases. An AI bias is a systematic error that happens when a machine is trained with data that favors a certain group. AI can be discriminatory to different groups in many different ways, one being in algorithms. AI tends to lack diversity and tends to exclude information about different minorities or use stereotypes. Stereotypes give a false view of a group of people that can affect mental health or, in this case, getting a job. It can either overrepresent or underrepresent certain groups. Lastly, there is a problem with data exploration and privacy. AI exports data by transferring information that it has processed from the training data and turning it into a format that can be used for other systems. This can cause problems for privacy. An issue that occurs is unauthorized and misuse of access to your information, which makes it dangerous for users to actually utilize any of these programs. AI needs a lot of data to keep it running correctly, meaning it can collect personal and sensitive information. Another problem with these AIs is their transparency. While you have to give consent for your information to be used most of the time, many users are not told exactly what their information will be used for or how. They can use black box AI, a type of decision-making that doesn't provide any insight on how it came to the conclusion, lacking proper transparency and makes it harder to trust. Something to keep in mind is people's perspective. While artists can see the flaws in these systems, business people won't see it as much. People's jobs who are exposed to AI think AI has potential or are unsure, while jobs that are less exposed are more unsure. But people in the arts are less likely to agree with it. While most people don't believe it can take over their jobs, it's split with if it's going to help, hurt, do both, or unsure. Some examples are if you directly work with AI, like the techs that program them, you probably think it can help in the long run, while artists tend to not like it because it steals from other artists and discredits their hard work. There is also a difference between different generations and how they use AI. Gen Z and millennials are more adapted to using AI in common workplaces, while Gen X and boomers mostly claim to never have used it, at least in their job. The younger generations seem more eager and willing to use AI in the workforce, though it seems to be for problem solving and not actual business work. Millennials seem to be the most optimistic, while boomers seem the least. Though it seems to still be more or less half with if it's going to help or hurt the future across all generations. AI has impacted the world in many different ways, as previously said. On one hand, it is a creative tool that can make things go by faster, but on the other hand, it has taken many jobs, stolen, and been a privacy concern. While AI can be efficient, over-reliance has caused vulnerable technical failures. It also risks data breaches. Overall, AI has had both negative and positive effects on the workforce, and it seems to depend on the workplace itself and what precautions they are taking. AI as a whole is a debated topic, having pros and cons to its name. Overall, AI isn't necessarily a bad thing, but the way it is now and the way it is developing, it is harming companies and different people like artists and writers. Looking from a business view, it seems like an easy way to get repetitive tasks done and ideas out there, but looking from a regular person's view, it seems lazy and can be frustrating when people claim it as their own work or overuse it like call centers. In the end, it all really depends on perspective, who you are and how this affects you. It should be noted, TurboCat and his creators are not professionals, so take all of this with a grain of salt. At the end of the day, it is up to you to make your own opinion. This was simply a small educational video. If you find any wrong information or wish to add your own opinion, feel free to do so.